playoff action in sports high school basketball as Southern Columbia travels here to Riverside on a home game for the Vikings. And, Tom, the Vikings come off a huge win against Holy Cross at the arena, a game in which you saw several people step to the top. Number one, it was Jerry Rose who led the way for the Vikings. And they'll come back onto their home turf today. Shooting might be back where it belongs to. Of course, in that game at the arena, a couple of things happened with Riverside. They came out. They really controlled the pace of the game throughout the entire district championship. And Holy Cross just couldn't seem to get to the point where they got into where they needed to be. And as a result, Riverside holds off and comes up with a big win at the arena for the district championship. But now into the state playoffs, it's win or go home. And there's no second chances.
No, in Riverside and Holy Cross, as we've said all year, both of those teams, I think along with Old Forge, which we'll have a little bit later today, the smaller schools in District 2 seem to shape up pretty well with some of the others around the state. They have a decent recent history. In Riverside's case, went to the second round a year ago, lost to Devon Prep, the eventual state champion, which is now a 4A team. So that clears one of the obstacles out of the bracket. And of course, you add a new one in when Holy Cross comes in after being a state finalist in 2A. But Riverside, as you mentioned, played very well at the arena in controlling the pace, played very well defensively, and most importantly, offensively on the efficiency side, turned the ball over one time the entire game. I keep mentioning that statistic because
it's
I'm just
unreal.
Amazed by that could happen in that situation against that defense in such a big game.
Of course, Holy Cross last week in that championship playing without one of their starters in Thompson, so he came back and played again last night, or will play again today, right? And they will be traveling up to Troy this afternoon. We'll try to keep you abreast of that. And that game time is at 1 o'clock as well, I believe. And we will double check on that and try to keep you abreast of the score of that throughout the afternoon here. Of course, right after this, we'll be splitting up. I'll be going up to the Scranton Prep Classics as they take on DeLone Catholic. Tom will be heading down to Old Forge as they take on Sayre, I believe, right?
Yes, Old Forge will be hosting Sayre. Paul Gehret and I will have that one. And just clarifying the schedule right now, we'll have updates from Hazleton area and Northampton in 6A. That's going on right now. That Holy Cross Troy game is one of the 4 o'clock games involving District 2 teams. The other, Scranton is home against Cheltenham in 6A, and Lackawanna Trails on the road to a team not too far away from here, a former District 2 member in Northwest down in Schimefenig.
So it's going to be a fun one. We're going to come back and get set for this contest between these two teams who have never played each other, but they know each other. There is no doubt about that. It's Southern Columbia, of course, a storied program in high school sports, known for their football team and the wrestling team and the girls' field hockey team. Basketball, they've never had a state championship, but they have gone pretty deep way back when I went there in the 1980s. We'll be back with more after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Riverside Junior Senior High School. And a warm welcome to the Patrick C. Rivello Gymnasium for this afternoon's PIAA opening round state playoff game for Class 3A boys basketball. This afternoon will feature the Tigers from Southern Columbia High School and the Vikings from Riverside High School. First, let's meet the visitors from Southern Columbia area, coached by Mike Wojtowicz. Your starting five. Where's number 1? Where's 0? A 6'3" junior, Nate Gallagher. Wearing number 2, a 6'3" senior, William Swank. Where's number 10, a 6'1" junior, guard, Ben Garrett. Where's number 33, a 6'4" sophomore, Jace Malakoski. And wearing number 34, a 6'2" junior, Brayden Griscavage. Dave Langton, the assistant coach. And now, let's meet after this starting five for the Vikings. Where's number 1, a 6'4" sophomore, Braydon Rose. Wearing number 3, a 6'2" freshman, Nico Antoniacci. Wearing number 4, a 5'2" senior guard, McNally. Wearing number 15, a 6'2" senior forward, Richie. And wearing number 20, a 6'1" senior guard, Gerry Rose.
Both teams have been introduced with their starting lineups for the Scranton, or for the Riverside Vikings. We'll go with the normal starting lineup. It'll be Rose, Antoniacci, McNally, Kostoff, and Rose. Over in the Southern Columbia Tiger side, it'll be Gallagher, Swank, Garrett, Malakoski, and Griscavage as the starting 5 for the Tigers. And Tom, this is going to be an interesting game between these two teams that have never seen each other before.
I think the early part of the game, you'll see just that. There's a lot of film available out there these days, so these teams have looked at video of each other. But until you get on the court next to each other and feel the size and strength of your opponents, there's a little filling out period early in the game. Teams very similar in size, so that part's not a factor. We'll see how they match up in speed and other areas.
Brayden Rose will tip it off against Bill Swank, as Swank will be the center for the Tigers. Of course, it will be Brayden Rose, the young sophomore for the Vikings. There's the whistle. We're all set, and it's a tap off that goes to the right side, going to be controlled by the Tigers. They'll take it back court and try to bring it around the front to Garrett. Garrett over to the right side to Gallagher, back to Garrett out front. As Riverside underneath, Southern drives to the basket, and they're going to be having to take away on the rebound. Gerry Rose down, or rather Brayden Rose down court quickly, spins, winds his way in, gets the first 2 points of the ball game, 2-0 in favor of the Vikings.
Brayden with that Euro step. We're back to action here already.
Full court pressure by the Vikings as they take it away on the inbound pass. Struggle for the basketball. It's going to end up down on the Southern Columbia side of the court as they'll take it underneath the basket. Is Coach Mike Wojtovich over on the far side for the Tigers, instructing his players of what he would like to see. Full court pressure once again as they come back, and they press down court far side. It's going to come back down to the left side to the Tigers again.
Right after that first basket, that pressure produced a turnover and another opportunity in lane for Riverside. Here a deflection out of bounds. Tigers at midcourt, but had a little trouble moving the ball up both times.
Backcourt pass will go to Gallagher. Gallagher from the 3-quarter mark, across the timeline, right side to the basket, takes the shot, up off the board, no good. Rebound going to be controlled by McNally down court. Antoniacci, fadeaway jumper from 10 is up and no good. Taken away on the rebound by Southern Columbia. Down court quickly, right to left. Gallagher again. He's one of their top scorers. He'll go to the right side as he feeds it over on the Griscavage. Griscavage, bounce pass taken away, this time by McNally, right to the basket. Looks for it, gonna draw the foul as he goes up for the shot, and he'll shoot 2, with the Vikings leading 2-0 here with 6:55 left to play in the first quarter.
Now, McNally knew he was being chased on that one, but he went to the basket hard, went down hard, but was able to draw the foul and get the 2 shots there. And, you know, he'll shoot the 2 coming up. 2 quick steals already for Riverside. And defensive end, they look good.
McNally, 78% shooter, gets his first of 2. And it'll take the Vikings to a 3-0 lead. 6:55 left to go as we've got the parade going up and down the court. In Scranton, they got it going up and down the streets on St. Patty's Day parade afternoon. McNally shot. This one rims out, spit out of the left side. Going to be taken away by Southern way out front as they get out near half court on the rebound as it bounced way outside. And now they'll bring it right back down. Gallagher goes underneath, tries to feed it under Malakoski, taken away, this time tapped away by Antoniacci. Bounce pass back to Antoniacci from Rose on a great feed underneath, and Riverside goes up by a score of 5-0.
As soon as Antoniacci tapped that one away to Gerry Rose, he took off, and he knew his teammate could find him on the other end.
Gallagher to the basket. First points for Southern Columbia as he's able to get it to go from the layup on the right. Is 5-2 score now for Riverside.
Gallagher, one of the two double-figure scorers for the Tigers, along with Will Swank. He gets the first points.
Gerry Rose brings it right back down. Out front to Antoniacci. Antoniacci, top of the key, looks right, comes right, looking inside, looking for a lane, finds it over to McNally. He finds it at the baseline to the basket. Shot is up, no good. Rebound controlled way up top is Malakoski. He'll bring it back down for the Tigers, and he feeds it back out to Gallagher. Gallagher, left side. Griscavage, shot from three is up, no good. Gerry Rose with the rebound, brings it back down on the right lane. Looks inside, goes to the right, gets it off to Richie Kostoff. Now he'll bring it right back out to Rose. Rose out in the wing on the right. Now he looks over left side, needs a little help from his friends, gets it from McNally into the paint, kicks it around, takes it right back outside. Brayden Rose, then to Rose. Gerry Rose, nice little screen movement. Was waiting to see that foul as Braydon Rose is going to be called on that. They had a moving screen, and he just kind of pushed the player down to the floor. So
I don't think Brayden liked the way the Southern Columbia player came through his screen, but he clearly did extend both hands with a push after that. Coach Josh Aniska will take him out, talk to him about that one a little bit, and make the first substitution of the game.
Into the ball game will come Matt Godlewski, who has not played most of the season, back in the lineup. Back over to the right side. They'll bring it right back out. Here come the Tigers. Garrett out front near the center of court. They trail 5-2 to the Vikings. Back over right side. Swank, baseline, kicks it out front. Shot from three from Gallagher is up and good and ties it up at 5 with 5:03 left to play here in the first quarter. Down court, Godlewski gets it in the corner. Shot from three is up, no good. Bounces back out to Gerry Rose into the paint. Looks to move it inside, draws the foul inside, and then he'll go to the charity stripe to shoot two. And Gerry Rose, of course, one of the leading scorers for the Riverside Vikings, 1,000-point scorer, and shoots 69% from the free throw line. 4:52 left to play. Terry Dietz along with Tom Robinson. Shot is up. This one is good by Rose. 6-5 in favor of the Vikings now as they'll continue to try to keep this. Vikings have led all through the first 3 minutes of this ball game. Vikings, second shot by Rose is up and good. Kostoff underneath. Good bounce, good block off on the far side. Godlewski comes up with a big defensive move out front. Going to be taken away by the Tigers underneath. Coming up front is going to be McNally getting in the way of the progress. He'll get called with a blocking foul. And as a result, it'll be a floor foul. They'll inbound it right at the half-court mark. That'll be the second team foul now for Riverside.
Good sign for Riverside moving forward, not just for today, to get Godlewski back in the lineup. He was in uniform last week at the arena, but still not quite ready to return. Seeing his first action in quite some time, as you mentioned.
Gallagher, left side. He'll feed it over to Griscavage. Into the lane. Shot is up. No good. Way up high goes Richie Kostoff with a rebound. Down court, left side will come Gerry Rose. Spins, winds his way into the basket. Goes down on the court. He gets down, and now he's going to be brought back out by the Tigers. Down court quickly to Gallagher. To the basket. Shot is up. No good. Way up high. Kicking it out front. Malakoski's shot is up and no good. Comes back down to the Riverside end of the court with the Vikings leading by a score of 7-5 over the Tigers.
Braydon Rose will check back in to see if this starts a rotation. Yeah, Kostoff will come out of the lineup. Southern Columbia also making its first substitution.
Richie Kostoff has done a great job in the past few weeks as Godlewski was injured. And Kostoff usually is the first man off the bench. He has been a starter and helped to get the Riverside team to where it needed to be. A lot of weapons. Right side, Braydon Rose, shot from three is up off the rim. Left side, no good. Rebound brought down by Godlewski, and it's going to be taken out to the left side as he goes down on the court. It comes right back down court for the Vikings. Vikings still go into a full court pressure, man-to-man pressure from the very, very front. They turn it up. Cross-court pass comes over to the near side to Swank. Swank back over far side. Then they get it back over to Gallagher. Just barely get across the half-court mark. Over to the second side of Swank. Kicks it back out, taken away by Godlewski underneath. And then down court to Gerry Rose. Left side, McNally from three. The shot is up, and he drains it from the corner. And Riverside goes up by 5, 10-5. Inbound pass comes across the court to Gallagher, then back to the near side to Griscavage for the Tigers. Back over far side. McNally trying to keep balance as he gets knocked off. Pass comes over off the fingertips. Shot from three. This one's way up and no good. Second shot is up, tipped away, and then finally on a third attempt, coming up and being able to get it off the glass is Griscavage.
Griscavage with a little jump hook over a defender. And Southern Columbia's grabbed a few offensive rebounds the last few trips down after Riverside controlled the boards early.
Down court. Riverside tries to pull it inside. It's going to be knocked away, and it'll come right back down to the Riverside side of the court. Braydon Rose comes over. Rose playing with one foul. That was really, it was an illegal screen that he pulled off, and he was had to turn it over. It was an offensive foul. So back over far side. It goes inside to Rose. Rose to Antoniacci. Antoniacci to Braydon Rose. He takes the lane, finds it, pays the toll, goes through the toll gate. Didn't even wait for the gate to open. Back over to the right side. They'll go far side to Gallagher. Gallagher for the Tigers comes back near side to Malakoski. And they called for the travel out near the center of the court. 12-7 in favor of the Vikings. And into the ball game will come Kostoff. He'll replace McNally, who takes a little break.
Little advantage for Coach Aniska. All 5 players went all 32 minutes last week. Now he has 6 men. He can take one out at a time.
Gerry Rose to the basket, draws the foul as he goes up. He went left, shot right. Drawing the foul for the Tigers will be Godlewski. And as a result, Gerry Rose will go back to the foul line. He's 2 for 2 from there tonight.
Southern Columbia has gotten into its bench. Anthony Martino and Blaise Kissinger have checked into the lineup.
Godlewski is a name well known. I went to school maybe with one of his maybe it could be his grandfather, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's his dad. I don't know. But I went through with one of them. Back out front comes Rose. He's 2 for 2. Now 3 for 3 and 4 for 4.
Another steal off the press.
Another steal for Riverside. Coming back up is Gerry Rose, and it's going to be back out front. Back over to the right side, and they'll get it down court very quickly to Godlewski. Shot is blocked away by Kostoff. Kostoff with a great defensive move, goes way up top, knocks it away. And now they're caught over in the corner. Baseline layup, reverse, comes in the back door, and is able to get it. The fall is Garrett. 14-9 now, a 5-point lead. Down court. Rose feeds underneath the Kostoff, kicks it off left side to Godlewski for 3. 17-9 now in favor of the Vikings. Still full court pressure. Now a timeout is going to be called by Mike Watovich on the far side for the Tigers. And a new start. Well, back in, ready for action here. First quarter, 1:54 left. Riverside up 17-9, an 8-point lead. Inbound pass comes into Southern Columbia. They'll work it around to Gehret, to the near side to Gallagher. Cross court, they feed it over to Swank. Swank back out front. He'll get it to Gehret, right at the half court mark. To the left side, drives the lane, takes it to the basket, rolls off the left side. Rose and Kostoff up for the rebound. 1:35 left. Braydon, Rose, shot from 3. Kostoff way up high for a big rebound. And now Godlewski with a shot from 3 is up no good. Gallagher with the rebound for the Tigers down the right lane as he brings it over to Gehret. At front, they'll get it to Gallagher again. Shot is up off the back of the rim. Godlewski brings it down on the right side. To Gerry Rose on the right side. Into the lane, has it tipped away. It'll stay down on the Riverside side of the court as they maintain their 17-9 lead. Now McNally comes back in. He replaces Matt Godlewski, and Godlewski goes out for a little break.
Yeah, at the same time, Southern Columbia continuing what is now an 8-man rotation while Riverside uses its 6.
Inbound pass to Kostoff, out front to Antoniacci. He's been quiet today so far. Back over to the right side, they'll come to Gerry Rose. Gerry Rose working around, brings it over to the right side to Antoniacci in the wing, and then back out front, top of the key. Back over left side, Antoniacci from the base, thought about the 3. Inside pass, fadeaway jumper by Braydon Rose, hits the glass, gets it to fall, and Riverside goes up by 10. Double-digit lead for the Vikings. The Tigers trying to work it down the right side. They get it over to Gallagher. Comes back over near side, gets it to Swank, then back over left side as they come to the Griscavage. Out front, they'll get it to Swank. Shot from 3 is up, no good. Rebound controlled by Malakoski. Shot is up, no good. Braydon Rose comes down with the rebound. He kicks it out to his brother, Gerry, and he comes down the left lane. Rose turns on the afterburners and gets the shot. They wanted an offensive foul, but it was a good, clean movement. In fact, there might have been a block if nothing else there. Down court quickly comes the Tigers, trailing 21-9. Right side, they come over to Gallagher. Gallagher inside feed, goes low post to Griscavage. Got the shot not before the buzzer went off, and a 21-9 advantage. A big first quarter for the Vikings. We'll come back with quarter number 2. Riverside, shot from way downtown by Gerry Rose is up, no good. Rebound going to be brought down, and coming over the back is Malakoski. Back over to the near side, they'll come to Swank. Fadeaway jumper from 3, shots up, no good. Way up high is going to be Braydon Rose. Brings it back down as he brings it down the right side. Now feeds it over left side to Gerry Rose. Takes it to the low post, takes a little one-hander from 12 away. The shot is up and good, and we go to a 23-9. They've had control of the board so far and the scoring, Tom.
And that's 9 points in a row for Riverside on this run. The last 4 of them ending the first quarter scoring, starting the second quarter scoring there. Gerry Rose, he's up to 8 points.
23-9 the score in favor of Riverside. There you have the basketball. Second quarter action. They'll bring it down court. Nobody in foul trouble here in this contest yet. 23-9. Braydon Rose back out front to McNally. Connor McNally feeds it over. Nico Antoniacci, left side. Braydon Rose, shot from 3. He was way out by the landfill when he hit that one. 26-9 now. Back over right side. They'll feed it down to the Tigers. Griscavage tries to get to the baseline. Kicks it underneath the Swank. Swank ducks under, takes his time, gets an easy one on the right-hand side. And it goes to a 26-11 score. 15-point lead for the Vikings. 6:41 left to play here in the second. Gerry Rose to slow it down as he brings it across the half-court mark.
Take time to set up an offense here now. Got some men setting up around the high post. They'll run a horn set and work some things through here to get a different kind of shot.
Antoniacci with the basketball, drives the lane off the glass, goes down on the floor on the right side. Southern Columbia with the rebound. Swank takes it down to the left side, kicks it out, left side, shot from 3, up no good. Kostoff with the rebound. Gets it to Gerry Rose, and he'll come down left side. In transition, spin move around is Braydon Rose. And as a result, knocked one of the Tiger players down. He's got to be a little careful, though. He kind of looked down at the Tiger player, and he might have got a tee on that if he would have stayed there another half a second. Back over to the right side. They come back out front. Tipped away, Riverside. Gets it to Braydon Rose. Down to Antoniacci on the reverse layup. Misses the layup, kicks it back over right side. They bring it back down to Swank. Fade from 3, shot is up and good from the wing. And it goes to a 24-14 ball game.
Southern Columbia needed that one to try to break up some of this Riverside momentum here.
They come right back down court as they'll bring it to the near side. Riverside. From 3 is Gerry Rose. Off the back of the rim. Spit away. Just out the back of the iron. Kind of popped off there like ice coming off the roof. Back over to the next side. Will come the Tigers. Malakoski with the basketball. Feeds it over to the right side as he feeds it over to Garrett. Or rather, Garrett. And Garrett will bring it right back out. Now back out front. Top of the key. Far side, Malakoski. Into the paint. There's going to be a blocking foul called. This one's going to be against Nico Antoniacci, I believe.
I think it'll get Kostoff.
Kostoff on that. So they'll pull that over. And it'll be a floor foul. It'll be the first team foul here in the second. Riverside, 28-14, 14-point advantage. Southern Columbia inbounds it. They're going to get it into Kissinger. Kissinger, out front, gets it to Swank. Swank from 3, way downtown in the wing, comes up and drains it. Takes it down to an 11-point lead for Riverside.
He has all 7 of Southern Columbia's points in this quarter, and that makes him now their high scorer to this point.
Gerry Rose, right side, gets it to the near side to Godlewski. Little feed to Antoniacci coming down the baseline, and a great little move. 30-17 now in favor of the Vikings. Tigers, right side. They come down across the half-court mark to Gallagher. Gallagher looking, and then back out front as they're going to go back over to Garrett, and then back out front to Gallagher. Gallagher goes left, right, trying to head fake. Can't get any place to go, and now McNally gets called with his second foul of the ballgame. 30-17. First team foul for Riverside. McNally will go out of the ball game. Schimefenig will now come in for the Vikings. And as a result, he'll see his first action here. The young junior, Michael, comes in off the bench. Riverside still set up in a man-to-man here. 3:52 left. There seems to be a long time coming here as one of the officials talking on the far side with the scorer.
And checking a foul count or something with the scorebooks, or adjusting the time. Let's.
The official goes over and talks to Coach Mike Wojtovich, trying to figure it out. He walks away and says, "Yep, I get it." And now he says, "All right, let's get back to work." Fouls up on the board, go to 0. Nice little feed underneath by the Tigers. Can't get it to fall on the right side on a little fadeaway underneath was Malakoski, taken away by Rose. Gerry Rose underneath, almost had the and one, went in a misdirection on the right side and then to the left side of the basket. Drew the foul, and it almost fell, and he would have had a three-point opportunity. Gerry Rose will make his third trip to the foul line now as he's gone 4 for 4 now, and he'll attempt to go more. Normally, he's a high percentage shooter from the foul line. Averages 69% plus, and he drains that one as well.
He's up to 9 points. Little brother Braydon Rose has a team-high 11 points at this time.
Second one. This is his first, so he's now 5 for 6 from the foul line. Southern Columbia clears it out. Underneath. Feed underneath, getting to the basket on the baseline run. Godlewski is going to pull this down from the boards, and it's going to go back to Gerry Rose. He'll slow it down in the wing on the right side. Nico Antoniacci out front. Looks left, goes right. Oh, it doesn't even look. It gets a pass over the far side to Godlewski. What a veteran move by the freshman.
Nice diagonal pass down to the left low block, an easy layup for Godlewski.
And Southern answers right back as they'll come right back down as Garrett comes back down. We're going to have another timeout called by Southern Columbia. This will be a 30-second timeout. We'll come back with more with the score 33-19. Welcome back to Riverside High School. 3:08 left to play, second quarter, 33-19. Terry Dietz along with Tom Robinson for the call today in this PIAA 3A playoff action. The winner of this moves on, and we have to check who they're going to be playing out of what district when they move in. Gerry Rose down court to Antoniacci. Antoniacci pulls up just inside the three-point line. Shot is up, no good. Rebound taken away by the Tigers. Gallagher will bring it down the court on the left side. Goes cross court. Looking, almost dumped it out over in the far side to Kissinger, and then he brings it back out front, left side. They'll feed it to Swank. Swank inside, top of the key, right at the foul line. Takes the shot, rims out, goes over to the left side. Underneath is Braydon Rose. Feeds it in transition, far side to Nico Antoniacci. Sees the lane at the baseline, right to the glass, and takes it 35-19 in favor of the Vikings.
Strong, decisive move out there on the left wing. Quick crossover, got to the baseline side, took it to the basket.
Left side will come the Tigers. They'll bring it over, near side to Swank. Swank, back over. On the left side, looks back inside, trying to find somewhere to go. Brings it to Malakoski. Malakoski back out front to Gallagher, and now Gallagher top of the key with 1:55 left. Right side, shot from 3, drains it from far outside, and the corner is going to be Bill Swank.
That was Jacob Gehret, who's come in off the bench, the second Gehret in the game. He hits the three-pointer.
Shot is up and good. Rebound is going to come back down to the side to the left side, and you're going to bring down to Swank. Swank, right side far over, then back underneath. They'll bring it down. Garrett across the left side. Back out front to Swank. Shot is up. No good, or good, and now we'll go to a 37-22.
A long two-pointer. His left foot was on the line there.
Back over near side, 37-24 now, 13-point lead for the Vikings. Vikings underneath, Nico Antoniacci spins, winds his way into the basket, and he gets it for two, back to a 15-point advantage. Down court comes Gallagher. Gallagher, left side, looking for some help. Rose out front, great defense by Gerry Rose, in your face like a bee at a picnic. Taken away after the shot goes up. Rose will bring it back down as he gets the rebound. Into the lane, looks underneath, looks for Antoniacci. Looks back and didn't know it was coming his way as Rose tried to dump it off at the last second. Into the ball game now will come Garrett. Out of the ball game for the Tigers will go Kissinger. Out front on the right side, right at the corner. They'll inbound it. Garrett for the Tigers. Pushes Antoniacci out of the way. A lot of movement, a lot of contact here in this contest today. Back over to the right side comes Malakoski. Malakoski back out front. They'll feed it over to the near side to Garrett now. Garrett over to the far side. They work it. Underneath. Shot is up. No good. It's going to be a foul call. This one's going to be against, I believe, I'm trying to get the number there, and it looks like it's going to be against the Riverside Vikings. Schimefenig. Also into the ball game now comes Jared Jackson, the sophomore for Riverside.
While we're waiting for these foul shots, Terry, quick updates. Good start for District 2 teams. Valley View girls up 13-11 on Palmerton after one in Class 4A. And Hazelton area boys up 15-12 at Northampton in 6A.
Just trying to check some numbers here as my spreadsheet on my laptop is going nuts. I'm finding different numbers, different places. It's kind of interesting. Back over to the right side. They'll get it to Garrett. Fadeaway jump. They're way outside in three-point land. Nico Antoniacci is going to get called with it, and Gallagher is going to go to the line to shoot three, Tom.
He'll get a chance to this deficit, which was as high as 18, currently at 14. He'll get three shots with 9.6 seconds showing on the clock. We're looking around the state brackets. I can tell you that the winner of this game today, as Gallagher did make the first of those three attempts, the winner of this game today will play a team from the Philadelphia area, either District 1 champion Mast Community Charter or District 12 fourth place team Overbrook. So Gallagher has made the first two. Terry, he'll take the third now.
Third one will come out as Gallagher sets it down. Shot is up. Rims out left side. Going to be brought down by Jackson. Jackson out front to Godlewski. Godlewski back over. Gets it to Kostoff. Now McNally. McNally left side. Gerry Rose from three at the buzzer. The shot is up. No good. 39-27 remains to score. 12-point ball game in favor of the Riverside Vikings. We'll come back with the third quarter and halftime.
Plenty of updates from both the games that we're at, and we'll collect some updates from some other games to pass along. In this one, both Southern Columbia and Riverside got off 31 shots in the first half, but Riverside, the more efficient team, making 15 of them for 49%. Southern Columbia making just 10 for 32%. Riverside 3 for 10 from three-point range. Southern Columbia 4 for 12. Riverside 6 for 8 from the line, compared to the Tigers going 3 for 5. Riverside controlled the boards for the first 5 minutes and did well in the second quarter, but Southern Columbia had a flurry of rebounds late in the first quarter, ends the half with a 20-18 advantage in that category. Southern Columbia 8 turnovers to Riverside's 3. As for the individual leaders, Will Swank hit a couple of three-pointers in the second quarter, scored the first 8 Southern Columbia points there. He has 8, and Nate Gallagher has 9. Those are the team's 2 leaders throughout the regular season as well. On the Riverside side of things here, Braydon Rose 5 for 8 from the floor. He has 11 points and 4 rebounds. Gerry Rose 5 for 6 from the line. He has 9 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. And Nico Antoniacci scored 6 in the second quarter. That puts him at 8 points to go along with 3 assists.
Southern Columbia inbounds to start the second half. Gallagher hands it off to Garrett. Garrett out front. Jerry Rose on the coverage. Nice little low post feed underneath as they find Malakoski. And he brings it to a 10-point advantage for the Vikings, 39-29, as Jerry Rose brings it back down court. 7:39 left. Southern Columbia never really in this game, but never really out of it. As going to the basket is Nico Antoniacci, and he's going to draw the foul. He'll shoot two. That foul is going to be called on William Swank. Well, actually, they're going to call it on Gallagher underneath on the far side, his second. And that'll be the team's first here in the second half. Antoniacci drains his first one, takes it back up to an 11-point advantage, 40-29 for the Vikings. Southern Columbia faithful that made the trip up from Catawissa. Have not had a lot to cheer up, but their team has been hanging tough with the Vikings, who are a scoring machine. Back over underneath, turnaround jumper. This shot is up off the rim, no good, as couldn't get it to fall was Garrett. Taken away by Antoniacci, passed over to Brayden Rose to McNally in the base in the far side, gets tripped up, somehow gets it out to Brayden Rose, and then kicks it over to the near side. Shot is up and good by Nico Antoniacci. That might be his first three-pointer of the game, is it, Tom?
It is, and it gets him into double figures with 12 points, and Jerry Rose with another steal.
Rose looks for the basket, has it taken away on the rebound, and then almost stripped away on that rebound out front. Southern comes down court. They feed it over to Swank. Swank back out front to Gallagher. Shot from three off the front of the rim. Kostoff with the rebound, and then we're going to get it back over to Antoniacci. Antoniacci will bring it down the right side. Pulls up from three way downtown. He was standing down on Main Street when he hit that one.
And that matches Riverside's top lead of 17 points the Vikings had twice early in the second quarter.
So they bring it back down offensively. Southern Columbia looking on the low post. Oh, Kostoff with a great block underneath. Goes down on the floor, gets the ball out front. Antoniacci, and out front is Gallagher trying to work it through, and there looks like there's going to be a timeout. With a quick timeout, Southern calls the timeout. They trail 46-29. We'll be back. Well, welcome back. 6:17 left to play. Second half action, third quarter, 46-29. As Riverside comfortably in the lead. Back over to the other side. They'll feed it to Swank from the Tigers. Up high on the rebound will be McNally. He'll bring it back down the right side as he gets it to Brayden Rose. Left side to Jerry Rose to the corner. Going to get the foul drawn, and this foul is going to be called on Gallagher. That'll be his third.
First player in the game to get to 3 fouls. Only Riverside has just McNally with 2. Nobody else with more than 1.
Southern Columbia now with 2 team fouls here in the third quarter. They'll make a substitution on the far side as Jacob Gehret will come into the ball game, and Gallagher will go over to the far side. Nate Gallagher, one of the leading scorers for the Tigers. Inbound pass for McNally goes to Jerry Rose. Back inside McNally. Little hook shot as he goes into the paint. Shots up, no good. Gets his own rebound, but draws the foul. Well, no, they're going to say he was on the baseline when he went out. I thought maybe they were calling the contact that was there.
Good hustle to get his hands on that rebound, but he got it up in the air, and when he landed, his left foot was out of bounds.
Full court pressure, people everywhere. Kostoff gets the basketball out front to Jerry Rose. Left side, they get it to the near side. I believe that's Antoniacci. I can't see through the students. And as a result, Antoniacci takes it back over. They bring it back over to McNally. He dumps it off to Jerry Rose around the perimeter, goes left side, inside, pass taken away by Riverside, and Antoniacci is going to pick up his second foul. Says something as he walks away. Josh Aniska is going to have to really watch some of the comments, I think, sometimes. An officiating crew sometimes seeing that will tee off a player in no time.
I think Antoniacci was reacting to the Southern Columbia player swung his arm at him after the referee had blown the whistle.
So a 60-second timeout. We'll take a quick break. We'll step away. The score, 46-29, 17-point lead for the Vikings. Some updates coming around.
Palmerton has moved ahead of Valley View at halftime in 4A girls 22-17. Hazelton still ahead of Northampton 27-23 in 6A boys.
Well, Riverside has it taken away by Griscavage. Down court, misses the shot. McNally goes to the hoop, and he's going to get fouled, and in the process, that's going to be Griscavage's, I believe, Malakoski's foul. And Malakoski will pick up his first foul of the ball game.
McNally has 4 points, 1 for 2 from the line so far.
McNally, first is up. Now he goes to 2 for 3.
And the new biggest lead of the game for Riverside at 18 points.
Hey, we want to thank our list of sponsors when we get a chance here. Certainly couldn't do it without them, so we want to make sure we give them thanks. And please, if you're listening to this, make sure you tell our sponsors that they're listening too, as McNally's going to be called with his third foul of the ball game. Those sponsors include Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute, Honesdale National Bank, Renegade Roofing, the Petros Pharmacy in Dunmore, Manuka Subaru and Music, Top Business Solutions, Terry's Diner, Peggy's Marinade and Dipping Sauce. Peggy was in the studio yesterday. And Trickolo Law, Traditional Home Healthcare, the Belt Law Firm, Shields SureSafe, Colbert and Grievous, Taylor Recycling, and the Taylor Deli. Thanks so much, folks. Without you, we couldn't make this possible to cover our costs and bring all the action to those people that can't make it to the game. To the right side, here comes Southern Columbia. They'll kick it over underneath to the corner to Griscavage. Griscavage out front. Gets it over in the far side. Works it and is able to get a turnaround jumper underneath by Gallagher. Gallagher to Griscavage on the rebound, and then underneath will be Malakoski with the rebound. 3 tries, nothing there. Down court quickly. McNally pulls up from 3 and drains it in front of the Riverside bench, and the Vikings get the 50 points in the game and go to a 21-point lead. Down court, into the paint, comes the Tigers. Turnaround jumper, gets it to fall on the right side. Is going to be, almost falls off the ledge. Is Griscavage. And now coming back, now will be Jerry Rose. He'll slow it down with 4:20 left to play here in the third. 50-31 the score, Tom.
With that last basket, McNally and Antoniacci both 2 for 2 on 3-pointers.
Tip away by underneath by Richie Kostoff, goes out to Antoniacci on the right wing, and he's going to be able to move it around but can't get it inside. Josh Aniska makes some comments over to Antoniacci and says, okay, keep this going, and into the ball game will come Matt Godlewski. So Godlewski and Kostoff. We also have Rose, Antoniacci. As Antoniacci pulls up from about 12 away in the baseline. Shots up, no good. Rebound is going to be controlled by Southern Columbia's Gallagher. He'll bring it down court. Hard feed to the right side. Feeds it over, tries to get it to Kissinger. There's going to be a foul. This one's going to be called against Richie Kostoff.
That will be his second, and the team is currently at 3 fouls on the quarter.
50-31 the score here. 3:50 left. Riverside has really controlled the pace in the entire game, but Southern Columbia has been a tough opponent. Inbound pass going to be taken away by Riverside. Down court quickly. Antoniacci from 3. Southern left them wide open in the right wing, and you can't do that with Nico Antoniacci, as he just makes it look easy. Pass underneath, going to be taken away, and now Antoniacci tips it away. Southern's going to hold on to it. Swank down court to the right side, into the paint. Fadeaway jumper, gets it to fall off the glass after it rolls a little bit. And it goes back to a 20-point lead for the Vikings, 53-33. 3:21 left as Rose comes down the right wing. Left side, brings it to Nico Antoniacci. He'll go out near half court, centers it up. Southern still in a man-to-man. Antoniacci from 3. Misses, but there's going to be turned over to the left side of the court. Riverside will stay in full court pressure. Jackson comes in for the Vikings. Out of the ball game will go Richie Kostoff, as Josh Aniska gets some rest for some of his starters on the far side. Brayden, Rose, and Kostoff. Past Southern Columbia's far side to Kissinger, can't be held on to, goes out of bounds over by the scorer's table, and as a result, Riverside will inbound it. Connor McNally will come in. McNally, one of the 2 1,000-point scorers on this Riverside team, as they get it into Jerry Rose. Rose from 3, shot is up off the rim, no good. Jackson goes up to the rebound, gets it again, taps it away, gets knocked down, and then back over to the left side. They're finally going to get it back as Gallagher clears it out for the Tigers. Pulls up, McNally with a great defensive move out front, knocks it away. Jerry Rose feeds it on the right side without looking on a little pass to Antoniacci. Oh, sometimes to watch these people dance in the paint is just poetic.
And it's a combination of both cuts, nice cuts, and alert passing, spotting the players as they make their move. Riverside has gotten several easy baskets in this game off of backdoor cuts. They've gotten open shots in transition, again, off of the awareness of the passers, as well as the people either running the floor in transition or making good cuts in the half-court offense.
Little sidebar with the officials over to the left side. They didn't call their attorney for any kind of advice, so it must not have been too bad, as Nico Antoniacci gets his first of what will be two and takes it to a 21-point advantage with 2:45 left to play. Into the ballgame will come Schimefenig, and Schimefenig will replace McNally. So now 3 starters on the far side with a 21-point lead for the Vikings, as we'll see if Coach Josh Aniskas will make a few other changes here. The only starter in right now, as the second shot is up by Antoniacci, no good. Down court quickly. Riverside on the fall, on the shot. Rose strips it away, underneath wide open, and waiting for it. The low post is Blaise Kissinger. And he'll get that shot. 21, it goes down to a 19-point lead.
Malakoski bounced a nice pass across the lane, created an open layup.
Oh, my word. It's going to be kicked off on the far side. Antoniacci waiting back outside is Godlewski. Just some of the passes. And, Nico Antoniacci has really come of his own as a young freshman. I mean, he plays with the intensity and the talent of a junior or a senior without even thinking.
And he's up to 19 points and 4 assists in the game now. He has 11 points in this third quarter alone.
Antoniacci right side gets it to Gerry Rose. Rose into the paint, kicks it out left side, out front to Antoniacci again. He goes into the key, pulls up from the foul line off the glass, takes it to 21 points, and a 56-35 lead for the Vikings. Back over right side. Want to say hello to my grandson and my daughter and everyone listening at the parade as they're in the truck as the Tigers take a shot from way outside. Jump ball. Schimefenig comes in and ties up, goes back over to Riverside. And my wife Annette listening to us back at home as she listens to every game. And she's going to keep a scorecard for us and say what are the best games and what are the ones that aren't.
Ask her for me how I did when we were done, too.
I will. I won't see her till later tonight as I go right from here to another game, as do you. Connor McNally comes back in. The original starting 5 now in for the Riverside Vikings. Down court, all alone on a Hail Mary pass. Fadeaway little jumper by Nico Antoniacci. Just couldn't get his feet planted. It doesn't fall, so 56-35. Foul going into the basket, is driving into the basket for the Southern Columbia Tigers was Garrett. Nico Antoniacci picks up his third foul here with 1:35 left to play. Game's been a little sloppy, to say, if I would expand on that.
Bumps and pushes here and there. It's a little rough at times.
Back out front will come the Tigers. They'll feed it over. Garrett looks underneath, then back. Out front again, they'll bring it to Garrett. Jacob Garrett, shot from 3 is up, no good. Hits the back of the rim, going to be taken away. The student section decides to remind him it was an air ball. And as a result, they'll bring it back in for the Vikings. Tigers now go to a full court press as they're going to bring this back up. They'll move it back down. Gerry Rose takes his time coming across the half-court mark. Left side to Brayden. Braydon Rose, left side. It's got to be Antoniacci because I couldn't see anybody else on the court besides him. Hard to see with the student section here as they're all standing. I should have stood too. Back over right side is Gerry Rose. Tries to move inside. Referee says nope, no contact there. That was clear. Back over. Rose to the basket. Gets the foul. Almost drew the N1. Was kind of waiting, and the Tigers thought maybe they would have been guilty. As a 56-35, Gerry Rose goes back. I believe this is his 5th trip to the foul.
Well, he's 5 for 6 so far in this game. It's helped him to 9 points, trying to become the 3rd Viking in double figures.
Spits out as the ball looks to go into the rim, and kind of was like a little kid when you give him lemons. He just spits it right out. Back over into the near side into the foul line. Student section with their hands waving in the air. Gerry Rose makes it go down and falls. 56-35, back to a 57-35, 22-point lead. Biggest of the ball game now for Riverside. Tigers come back down court, get across the half-court mark. They'll bring it into Garrett. Garrett kicks it over right side. Kissinger has it snuffed away and a block on the inside as the Riverside Vikings just continue to dominate the boards.
Good defensive game for Kostoff. His third block. He has 6 rebounds on the defensive end as well.
Kostoff will get the errant pass, but this one is going to be a foul called. I believe it's going to be on Jerry Rose, and it is. That'll be the 15th foul here for the Vikings here in the third quarter, so that means that the Tigers will go to the foul line. And at the stripe will go Martino for the Tigers. Anthony Martino makes his first of 2 as it bounces around and then decides to fall through the net. 57-36. Second shot now for Martino. Second shot is up and good. Kostoff inbounds it, down court quickly to Antoniacci. Can't hold on to the ball. Too much salt and pepper on that one. And it kind of went streaking down like a fireball through the other side. It's funny how they have the fire on the scoreboard here at Riverside as that happened, because that was like that pass.
A little too hot to handle on that one.
Here come the Tigers. Down court, taken away by Jerry Rose. Almost loses it. Somehow holds on to the basket, takes it to the basket, tipped away. He's going to draw the foul, and Griscavage is going to get called with it. That'll be his first foul of the ball game, and now going to the foul line, also in the bonus, will be the Riverside Vikings.
And Jerry Rose showing it now it's his 5th trip to the line, all 2-shot fouls, 6 for 8 so far, showing that ability to draw fouls and get himself some extra chances.
Rose's shot is up and good. Second shot. Oh, wait. This one also good. Riverside goes up by a score of 59-37. 22-point lead now for the Vikings. Down court, goes to Garrett. Garrett out front, works it over to Martino. Martino back out to Garrett. Fade away from way outside of the buzzer. No good. Hits the back of the iron. At the end of 3, it's 59-37 in favor of Riverside. They can feel perhaps advancing to the next round coming in 8 minutes. I've been in this gym 100 times because my grandsons play in this gym a lot here at Riverside. As my one grandson plays on the 7th grade team. I just noticed there's skylights in this gym. Hey, there's a fadeaway jumper by the Tigers as they trail 59-37. Terry Dietz along with Tom Robinson on this call. We'll be splitting up a little bit later as the Riverside Vikings, still with their starting 5 in the ball game, will come down. I don't think that's a bad maneuver for Josh Aniskas, to be honest with you. The more reps you can get now, the better you are. Oh, great feed on the right side. Off balance by McNally. Takes both hands on the right side and is able to get it the fall. The Riverside Vikings go over 60. Now 61-37. Approaching 30 points. Inside, there's a nice little layup as he held on to it. On the right side was Gallagher, Markowski, and it's up and good. So Malakoski gets 2 more to the total for the Tigers. 61-39, 7-11 left. Antoniacci, right side, tries in the lane, pulls up from the corner at the foul line, off the front of the rim, going to be brought down by Malakoski on the near side. Malakoski back underneath, looking underneath, trying to get it. Not going to happen as Gallagher's pass goes untouched on the left side and goes out of bounds.
That's 14 turnovers now by Southern Columbia, 6 by Riverside. The last Riverside basket by McNally gives us something you see a lot from the Vikings. 4 players in double figures now. He has 10 points.
Jerry Rose dribbles through some traffic, had a call in for a traffic report and made his way through there as he's able to get through and gets into the passing lane. Kind of like he put Super Cruise on and was able to get there. Inside, nice little move to the basket by Richie. Kostoff tries to force it in. Riverside picks up the rebound. They'll come back out to the middle of the court. Jerry Rose, right lane, in at the basket. Oh my word! What a thing of beauty. He's like watching a jet take off an aircraft carrier when he turns on the afterburners.
And the only option sometimes is to foul them, which we've seen quite a bit. The only way to stop some of those drives.
Down court, knocked out of bounds by Antoniacci on the left side. Braydon Rose was going to go for it, but thought maybe it was one of the Tigers that touched it. Not so, says the official. 6:11 left to play. Riverside leading by a score of 63-39. Inbound pass will come to Garrett. Foul called. This one's going to be on McNally. That probably is going to be his fourth.
But I think Riverside can afford foul trouble at this point with 24-point lead with 6 to go.
Outside, Josh Aniskus getting his starting 5 as much playing time as possible. More competition you have as you move forward, the better off we will be. Tom, did you look at who Riverside will take on in the next round yet?
Yes, that will be the winner of the game down in the Philly area today between Overbrook, a little trivia, Overbrook, the school is Wilt Chamberlain from a long time ago, and Mass Charter Community School is the Mass Community Charter, I should say. That's the matchup there. Riverside will get the winner of that game.
Gallagher makes 1 of 2, and I know you're the encyclopedia of basketball, but Overbrook, we did one of their games last year against somebody. Do you remember who that was?
I don't remember, but I do remember pulling out that little bit of trivia last time. But they did pick up one of our teams in the state tournament.
I can't remember. Was it Riverside that played then? Was it here? It might have been. Back over to the right side. It was a big win for the Vikings as the shot by the Vikings goes up, doesn't fall. Southern Columbia takes it away, and they'll come back down left side. Griscavage kicks it back out. Far side, rims out, finally falls for Swank for 3 from the corner. 63-44. Now back out front comes McNally. Gets it to Rose. Rose kind of moves himself to the right side, looks to go down the right lane, then looks, spins around right to the basket. Shot is up, draws the foul, and this one's going to be called against Griscavage. That'll be his second.
Again, either watch him score on the drive or foul him and put him on the line where he'll add a point or 2 for Riverside from there in most cases.
Probably one of the most fluid players in the paint in the entire district, and maybe one of the top in the state the way he moves to the basket. First shot rims out.
He can go right or left. He can adjust in the air a little bit.
Mason Rickert comes into the ball game. Rose will go out of the ball game. Riverside up by 19, now 20 as Rose makes his second. I expect Josh Aniskus to get some more players in the ball game as well. Down court will come the Tigers. Looking to spin inside. Foul's going to be called against Gerry Rose. He was trying to argue it, and the player from Southern Columbia, Gallagher, he's trying to argue with the official, saying he hit me in the nose.
There have been a few times the arms have been swinging a little wildly from the offensive players, and the defenders have hoped to get that call on the officials while they're up there crowding and creating some other contests.
Left side, they feed it to Malakoski. Shot is up, bounces up off the iron, falls. 18-point advantage now, and now there'll be a timeout called. Well, welcome back to Riverside. 4:52 left to play. 64-46. Terry Deeps and Tom Robinson. Gerry Rose right to the basket. Shots up, no good. Rebound is going to be taken down by the Tigers. I think Richie Kostoff is going to get called with the foul as he's the only one near it. That will be his third, I believe. Yep. Love the scoreboard here at Riverside. They're very astute on making sure everything gets posted right away. Here comes the Tigers. They trail by 18. Malakoski has it knocked away. McNally just taps it away and takes it down on a fast break as he takes it coast to coast for the steal and score. Back to a 20-point lead for Riverside. Gallagher for the Tigers comes to the right side. Works it inside. Turn around. Jumper. Little fadeaway from out near the corner of the charity stripe, and it was good. Back to an 18-point advantage. Riverside will bring it back down as McNally across the half court, kicks it over to Gerry Rose. Gerry Rose out front. McNally slows it down. Tigers still playing. A foul will be committed on Gerry Rose on the outside, and that's going to be on Gallagher. And that's probably, is that his fifth? Is that Gallagher's fifth?
I only had 4 on my stat sheet, but we're on the opposite side of the gym and sometimes miss those numbers, so the official signal that he fouls out.
Back over right side, into the paint goes McNally, gets the and one, and he'll go for the bonus at the foul line, leading by a score of 68-48 for the Vikings.
McNally up to 12 points now, with 6 of them coming here in the fourth quarter.
Garrett into the ball game on the far side. Out of the ball game will go Griscavage. The and one is up and good.
Let me correct that quick. That gets him at 15 points now with the 7 in the fourth quarter.
Right side comes Swank. Top of the key, left side goes to Garrett. One of 2 Garretts in the ball game. Gets over to the other side to the other Garrett. Back to Swank out front. Back to Garrett again. Drives inside the paint, looking underneath. Foul is going to be called to McNally. He'll go take a seat. That'll be his 5th.
Personal. Riverside's number 4.
While he checks out, we'll look at his numbers here real quick. Again, 3 for 4 from the floor in the fourth quarter when he scored 7 of his 15 points. He added in 3 rebounds, a couple of steals, and an assist is all part of his contributions today.
Into the ball game will come Matt Godlewski. You know, when you have Matt Godlewski being your first off the bench, that's saying something for Coach Josh Aniskis and the Riverside Vikings.
That should bode well for them down the road. Again, a player with starting experience. Played key minutes prior to injury. Been a big part of things here at Riverside, so that just adds to the depth and the options as needed in some of these upcoming games.
Blaise Kissinger's shot is up and good off the foul line. Second one is also good. Goes to a 69-50 ball game. 19-point advantage for the Vikings. 3:20 left to play in this contest. Rose, down court on the right lane. Backs it up, guarded out front, man-to-man by Garrett. Bounce pass right side. Shot from 3 is up off the rim. Brought down by Kostoff on the left and taken away by the Tigers. Swank all alone. Looks underneath on a great move with a layup and is able to take the pass in transition and make it happen. 29-50 or 69-52 now. Antoniacci, half court. Bounces left side to Gerry Rose. Southern could have stolen that one away. It was a slow pass, but they came back over and jumped on Gerry Rose for the coverage. Far side, they get it over to Rose. Gerry Rose looks for somewhere to go, dribbles a little bit, kicks it over left side. Shot is up, off the rim, no good. Rebound going to be controlled by Garrett as he'll bring it down for the Tigers. Into the paint, plants it, underneath, looking to get it to Malakoski, and it's going to be knocked away. And good defense by Richie Kostoff.
Terry will clarify that Overbrook, the potential second-round opponent of Riverside. That was a Class 4A school a year ago, so you are correct. You remember seeing
Southern,
them.
they played
with some Scranton Prep in the second round of the state tournament. Cavaliers won that one 71-61.
Back down court, right side, comes over to... See, I don't forget everything. Back over to the right side comes Antoniacci into the basket. He lays it up in an underhander and a nice little soft touch and finish. 71-52, back to a 19-point lead with 1:58. Shot from 3 is up off the rim. Rose with the rebound. Clears it out, waits for all the traffic to get out of the way, and then he gets it to a wide open Rickert down in the corner. His shot is up from 3, no good. Rebound going to be fed out to the left side as they get it to Garrett. Garrett underneath the Swank. Now Swank clears it out. He'll go out to the corner, underneath to the baseline. Shoots it up. Matt Godlewski with the rebound. Hands it off to Antoniacci. Ref counting as they make their way across the half-court mark. Oh, Gerry Rose was given a lane right there all alone. Almost got to the basket untouched. Back over to the left side to Rose. Kostoff goes back top of the key. Gerry Rose feeds it out to Antoniacci with 1:10 left. Riverside now. Antoniacci kicks it over left side to the corner. Shot from 3 is up and good. This one by Gerry Rose. And he'll get his 18th point of the ball game. Riverside going to call off the Dogs here. They're going to call a timeout. Well, a whole bunch of substitutions now into the ball game. We'll mark them as quick as we can here. As we're coming up, we have a 4 p.m. start from up in Scranton as we fight the parade traffic, as Riverside's going to pull off everybody and bring in an entire new group of new people. And we'll mark them. It'll be Jackson into Kyle Connor will come into the ball game. Kostoff out front, still in the ball game. Godlewski, I'm trying to see what they're doing here. Did they have?
They have to wait for the first free throw before they can make the legal substitution here.
Coming in on the far side will be McHedro, Jackson. I believe Sandy is in that group, and we'll mark the rest of them. There's the first free throw. And now all those will come in. McHedro, Connor, Jackson. I think the second Jackson is also coming into the ball game. And I believe rounding that out will be Emir Cruz as well. Good job to the Riverside Vikings. They move on in the PIAA tournament. 54 seconds left. Southern Columbia drains it as Swank will get his foul shot in, and now he'll take a seat on the far side as the Southern Columbia Tigers bring in more substitutions. Hutchinson in. Carver Hutchinson. Shot from three is up and good by Jackson in the corner. Goes to a 77-54 game. And as a result, Southern Columbia will have their season come to an end here in Taylor, Pennsylvania. And they'll feed it around the other side over to the far side. Tom, some thoughts?
Well, just a good all-around performance by Riverside today. Defense bothered Southern Columbia the whole game. Southern Columbia showed that it could score once it got into its half-court offense and could execute its sets, but had a lot of trouble getting to that point. Often Riverside, it was kind of token pressure. They didn't always jump and trap immediately. It was contained and picked spots on where to trap and where to cause problems. 16 turnovers, but a lot of them were live ball turnovers. A lot of steals that Riverside had 11 steals and could then push the ball from there. So again, 4 players in double figures. Just a good all-around job by the Riverside Vikings to get the state tournament started.
Riverside will finish it up 77-54.
Riverside moves on in the state playoffs for Wednesday night. Time, place, and team to be announced. And congratulations to the Tigers of Southern Columbia on a great year. Great job, boys.
Sometimes in sports, one team is just simply better and the losing team has to tip its cap. On Saturday afternoon, inside of a packed gym at Riverside's District 2 champion Riverside just had too much talent for Southern Columbia to overcome in a 77-54 win for the Vikings in the PIAA Class AAA opening round. The Vikings, 24-2, have a starting lineup that includes 2 1,000-point scorers, a sophomore that will likely reach that milestone next season and an athlete that has committed to play football at East Stroudsburg University next fall. Oh, not to mention a freshman that is now up to 557 points and a sixth man that is less than 50 points from the 1,000-point mark that played for the first time yesterday since suffering an injury in mid-December. We knew coming in that they were very good. They are a very skilled basketball team. Their only weakness is their overall team's size, but they have enough talented players and enough height that they make it tough in all areas, Southern coach Mike Watoich said. When you have that kind of talent to go up against, your defensive schemes are limited. You can't leave any of their guys open and have to hope that they are off with their shooting. Riverside forced the Tigers into committing 3 turnovers in their first 5 possessions to take the lead. Midway through the first quarter, Tigers junior Nate Gallagher hit a 3 to tie the game back up as the visitors calmed down following a timeout. The Vikings looked as if they were going to put the game to bed early in the second quarter as they went in front when freshman Nico Antoniacci hit a corner jumper to make the score 26-9. The Tigers had a response, though. Southern senior Will Swank connected on a pair of back-to-back 3 seconds later in the quarter to make the score 28-17, forcing a Riverside timeout. We knew they would be a very tough and physical opponent. They were well coached and hit some shots in the second quarter stretch where they kept it close in the first half, Riverside coach Josh Aniska said. We were able to push the pace more in the second half to get that lead up in the third, and we were able to keep it. In the second half, Riverside's star freshman Antoniacci scored 7 unanswered points, turning a 39-27 lead into a 46-29 advantage. He's going to score 1,000 points already next year and will be able to score 2,000 when it's all said and done barring any setbacks. He's absolutely insane, said Riverside senior Gerry Rose, who topped the 1,000-point mark earlier this season. He's virtually impossible to guard with his skill set. He can shoot from anywhere and can get to the rim with his dribbling abilities. From that point, each team went on little runs, but the Tigers couldn't get the deficit to single digits. The Vikings were efficient from beyond the arc, making 9 of 17 three-point attempts. Antoniacci finished with 23 points and 4 assists. Rose had 18 points, half of them coming from the foul line, and added 7 rebounds and 5 steals. 2 of his steals came in the first minute of the game. Getting that early lead helped take some pressure off us. In the state playoffs, every team got to this point because they are good, Rose said. We never played Southern before, but we knew that they had guys that would make it tough. They had a good plan, but we just were able to get the momentum rolling on our home court. Southern, 15-11, made the state tournament for the third time in 4 years despite returning just one starter this season. I think it speaks wonders to this group of where they got us to this season, Watoich said. We lost 4 starters from last year's team and were able to get back to this same spot. In his final game, Swank led the Tigers with 17 points to go with 4 rebounds and 4 assists. It was a great ride. This year was really fun. Getting to make it to the state playoffs with all the guys we lost from last year was amazing. I enjoyed every second of it, and I'm going to miss it, an emotional Swank said as he was leaving the locker room. I don't think anyone thought we would still be playing in March. We stuck together as a group, got better each day, and I was able to end my career in the state playoffs. Gallagher finished with 13 points. Sophomore Jace Malakoski had a game-high 14 rebounds.